resold. The whole idea of like, they're not interested in this throwaway culture. Right? They look it up from our cell phone and they kind of giggle. And they see through the fact that we're connected to screens all the time. And we do sit from the computer a lot of times with it. They look at that, they're like, they see through that. And I think a lot of us are starting to see through that as well, the throwaway culture. The idea, I think Matthew Crawford in his book talked about like automobiles. You lift the hood of a German automobile and you see like more plastic. It's like a hood under a hood. We're not encouraged to like work on stuff anymore. These things. We're encouraged to just, grease them and throw them away. Or no, shoes are thrown away. We're done. So it's a problem. So kind of mending things. The thing I think about with furniture is like mending parts and pieces and taking old pieces and making new pieces of those things going in the middle land. And then the other point, the whole idea of architects is making architectural representation and a certain craft itself. A couple of different definitions of crafts I think we've been.
I totally agree with that, and I have to say the issue of assembly really applies to your work, because most things you should have practiced were actually furniture, and there's nothing more reusable than furniture. Those benches, the beautiful benches that look like the end, can be dismounted and used somewhere else, and the tables and all that. And that element does support the assembly side of architecture.
So that's what the idea of like having quality things that don't need to be thrown away. Every floor. Quality buildings that last us. Then the houses that are flat.
So I don't think it's just like.
Well, I'm going back to the last philosophical point, the gentle culture. I find it fascinating. The way I see Mike's work is, to me, this negation of self-sufficiency that you're trying to reduce upon, you rail against us now. And the embedded obsolescence that has become our economy, the driver of our economy, you also rail against it. Because you actually reuse material freely, you talk about it. So not only is it comfort, and it's a new aesthetic, but it's actually a little closer to a circular economy. And I see that embedded in the ethos of your work. So to me, the people that know your work see it, even that broader light, which I think is the right column of your last slide.
And also, I mean, a lot of your furniture designs supported a story. That's why I said I'd be happy to hear that we're doing it already, and I think some of that could certainly fit.
I think what's a bit as I get to the bottom line on field. Eric started with the idea of collaboration is something that's not focused on craft, but it is collaboration. You mentioned, Michael, the satisfaction of craft, a personal standpoint, doing something that you feel next. You call that ego. I would question it.
Well,
It's an ego when you start thinking about what you're doing within the business. Worth something. And that, to me, the personal connection to something, an idea, beauty, a piece of wood that's been grown, is different than collaboration, mass producing.
I would argue
about that a little bit.
Okay, I would argue that with you, you said, how can we get, how can we work with teammates that don't want to use a lot of energy for the building? And say, how can we bring people into our design philosophy? Not that everybody's the fingerprints match exactly. Everybody's got a design philosophy that's always slightly different from what's up there, but they can make it work, and it reins them in and helps them. But that being said, the passion for the story, I really think in the current way we work, it can't be just owned by one person. It needs to be shared. That passion you have for doing that, if it's not shared in some way for the others, we're not a team. So I think that passion has to be shared somehow, and I think you can convey it a lot by example. I mean, when I work with my teammates, I go with Brian Schaller, and he sees what I'm passionate about, and he gets interested in it, and he sees where it goes. He sees that where the passion leads, and so I would, there's a lot of things I do that just satisfy a personal passion, but I don't do this work. Those are, I write, I do other things. And so there's a lot of things you do feel passionate within the realm of craft that don't necessarily relate to the environment. But I think when we're in the office, in a studio, like Tom was saying, craft has no passion, it does have a mission.
Sorry. I think that sometimes craft is used interchangeably with detailing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's because it's a scale, right? It's actually something that you can poke with your eyes and you can work with your hand.
Yeah.
So it is about that connection. But I think it's more than that. I think that the concept of the assembly that can be